Veronica EQ here for you. And I just wanted to go into something really important that has happened that I've noticed since COVID, really. So, in my work, I've noticed four or five big mega shifts in human consciousness. And the most recent one was the precursor to COVID and during COVID. And there was a lot that happened then. But what I'm really going into here for you is that if you are a sensitive, and if you're here watching these videos, more than likely you are, and then we'll even dive into further into you're an empath, you're a clairsentient, and how that affects us with our emotional quotient and developing our emotional intelligence in that way. But one of the biggest things empaths have to learn is to set boundaries so that we have sustainable energy levels throughout our day. And the client I had today, we covered a lot. And one of the most important things that came through that was very good to be aware of now is before you assume you have an emotional change or something you're feeling is yours, please check in with yourself, your gut. Literally ask your gut, is this mine? It is wiser from this point onwards, from that shift in human consciousness that I've noticed, this most recent one, to assume whatever it is that you are feeling is not yours first. Tune in and ask yourself, is this mine? Now, this is a practice I had to develop at between age 12 and 14, because I was literally going mad as a prepubescent teen and knocking on the door of death. That's a different story. But literally knocking on the door of death or knocking on the door of a madhouse, because I was having such huge emotional shifts that it was becoming very, very problematic and very other childhood issues that make life interesting. So as soon as I can't say that I developed this. I was either downloaded or given this as a huge gift that I share with you. First, in any of your practices, no matter what you do, if you are feeling big emotional changes, even small, please just start doing this even for small changes you have through your day. Take a minute to breathe, tune in, and ask yourself, is this mine? And at this point in time, with the shift in human consciousness that we just went through, it is safe to assume it's not yours. Please stop taking on the emotions of the world. It is not your job. It is not your responsibility. You are not helping anybody by killing yourself by trying to process everybody else's emotions. And the reality is you are not helping them by processing their emotions for them. So if there's one thing that I can emphasize enough, given the shift in human consciousness that happened recently, because we are connected to one another, we are connected to the unconscious collective, that you really want to tune in more and more as you walk this path and ask yourself with every emotional change, is this mine? And the numbers, because I like math, you guys may have noticed that in some of my videos if you haven't. 7 times out of 10 I found for myself when I was younger, it was not mine. And I'd let it go. I'd feel it, take a moment with it. Is this mine? No, let it go. Great. And I was not as wise at that time to wish people well at that time. But now if I feel it's not mine, I'll say, okay, send it back with love. Hope they're feeling better. Re-up my shield, which is a practice we'll go into as empaths and why that's important. And then beyond my Mary. Please, please, please start assuming now whatever it is that you're feeling is not yours until proven otherwise. And then when you tune in and ask if it is yours, then take the time to address and deal with it. But if it is not yours, please let it go, because you are a sponge. You are going to be absorbing a lot of information from the environment and the world and the people around you. And it is so vital you take care of yourself and really be aware of what you need to process as your own versus not. And we're going to dive more and more into that, as why is that important as empaths, and how, if you neglect that, that can affect your health in the long term. But for now, it's just for your mental and emotional sanity, really. Start asking, is this mine? And assuming it's not yours until otherwise known. And if it is yours, please be accountable to it. But if not, let it go. So, thank you so much for joining me. I know I get really passionate about some things, but I am really wanting you to have that grace and ease. It's my wish for you. And I know one of the big things that can inhibit us from that is thinking everything is ours, especially given the energy that we've entered into in this new state of consciousness together. So please, please, please take this one bite Start practicing it, tuning into yourself. Is this mine? If it's not, letting it go. So thank you so much for joining me. I always so deeply appreciate it. And I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day, your evening, wherever you're at. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.